We're going to be jumping right into this game here. As you can see, Shen has run into Shen and the Moon have come in and they're stealing. This Nocturne's blue, and this Nocturne here is going for red. I'm going for their red. Let's just see what happened there. Bot lane's run back to bot. This is just pretty standard, but look at this ping here from Vladimir. He's caught this Shen run off from blue buff. So he's pinging pinging, telling the Moon not to go to their red, go to their blue, which is pretty good map awareness. And you can see Nocturne is going for the Moon. This could be very bad for Nocturne. And as you see, Nunu and Nidalee are coming, and Caitlyn and Moo. Everyone on the team is going for this. And here he's getting up his ace. I don't think he's going to survive this, but here comes the spell. She's flashing over the wall. Wukong, Ace or Lumi comes in. He's got the ignite. He comes in and gets the ignite on Nidalee and takes her out. Bot lane, Shen and Janna are caught up. Barrett and Janna are caught out of position here, but they shouldn't go too low. They won't die from this. They might have to go back maybe. That's about as much as I go. And also shout out here to my boy Lumi from Acer. We just thought we'd go watch him.
Unfortunately, his team did not make it into the season 3.
Yeah, they didn't.
Lost in the group stages.
Yeah. No, let's just introduce these teams here. It's going to be Caitlyn, Nunu versus Janna, Varus, Button. What you got to say about that, Memo?
Well, the sustain is nowhere to be found, but they both seem to be running poke. But as the game goes on later in, Nunu, Caitlyn will just outscale Varus, Janna hard.
Yeah, that Blood Boil is also going to be Caitlyn that'll CS advantage. Yes. CS more often. And now we've got Nidalee and Wukong in the mid lane. Yet to see if it's AD Nidalee, but in recent times AD Nidalee's been very popular, so I do believe it will be AD Nidalee.
I doubt, because she has 30 ability power for runes.
I should have checked that.
Yes.
But, well, I mean, could just for the heal, the sustain, but you know, that we'll get to see. But who do you think that wins that lane? I'm going to put my money on Wukong there. The 80 caster seems to be the winning name here, but there's some pings going down. But Nocturne's coming in. Oh, Caitlyn's overextended. She's going to get caught out, but Janna, she doesn't have the tornado. It's on cooldown. She doesn't have Safer either. What's Nocturne doing? What's Janna doing? It seems maybe she's lagging. There's a bit of miscommunication here. She's gone in too deep. Varus is going to Caitlyn, the exhaust and the ignite going down, and Nunu disengages the knock with an exhaust. That was a lot of summoners blown there. Neither side comes out on the top, I'd say. Forcing the back from the AD carry though. Varus did, which is for him. And now let's go to the top lane here, and we'll see Shen and Vladimir. Very odd to see a Vladimir nowadays. What do you think about that?
I do believe with the Warmogs changes for season 3 is coming back. But
about the Warmogs, we have seen a lot of people getting Warmogs lately.
Yes.
Warmogs is the defensive item. Guardian Angel was season 2. Warmogs is season 3.
Yes.
We'll see it in this game. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw 2, 3, even 4 Warmogs, C4 plus games nowadays, because it's such good stats. Varus here bragging about the HP. And now in the jungle we've got Nocturne versus a Mumu. Now, that's a kind of, I would say Nocturne and the Mumu are the best junglers in the game at the moment. But the Mumu really needs to snowball his lanes.
Yes, Nocturne has the ability to carry from the jungle, where a Mumu doesn't. He needs to get those lanes rolling, or he's just going to fall.
The thing about Mumu is he's so... Acer Leon on the Nidalee, he went on the dive over Zealous there and went under the tower where the Mumu was too close nearby. It didn't work out for him so well. And I was just about to say, Mumu does have that Curse of the Sad Mummy, which if he hits it right can snare the whole team. And there's some pings going down. I'm going to have to interrupt myself for a second. Shen is getting the taunt on Vladimir. Here comes Mumu. Here comes the Vlad pull. But does Mumu have the bandage toss? I think he does. Is he going to land it though? That's the question. Oh, well, he lands it. Here comes the tantrum. Here's a bit of that. Can Shen? Shen's going for the flash. He's going to get the ignite down on him and the dagger.
Yes.
And that will be. It is now 1-3.
Well, Nidalee did pick up Nocturne as well in the mid lane while that was happening.
Yeah, it is now 1-3 to the purple team. That advantage the purple team had has now fallen, and purple team is now ahead by almost 1,000 gold, which is quite substantial early game.
Yes, and Nidalee's opted for the Mage Eyes here,
That's a
which
rare. You don't
that's
see that one often.
very cocky.
Yeah,
By
Magi, that
Nidalee.
is known as a snowball item, and as she gets more kills, she gets more stacks. And the stacks generally reward with ability power, attack damage, or health, the likes of that. But if she dies, she will lose stacks. It's a very risky item to get, but it can pay off if she doesn't die.
With Shen first time back getting a Giant's Belt and boots is most likely going for a Sunfire Cape. Could be a Warmogs though.
Could be Warmogs. That Warmogs. I wouldn't say it's Sunfire Cape as he is against the Vladimir. The Sunfire Cape maybe he get that second priority over it because he won't be leaving his lane much. Bar his occasional ult, and Shen's ult will let him shield the members on his team and teleport to them, so he can instantly turn a gank into a fair fight or a 1v1 into a 1v2. And Varus is getting a bit lower, and Caitlyn is level 6, but does she have her ult? No, she doesn't.
She does, but she does not have the mana to use it.
No. It's on cooldown.
There is the Nocturne.
Here comes the Nocturne. She's getting straight onto Caitlyn. He's going to fair. I think Caitlyn's going to go down, but here's the Shen and the barrier. Nunu's falling. Varus is too low. He's got to get out of here.
Gianna takes the kill.
But here's the Varus ult is going to go down. Gianna did get the kill, but Nocturne's getting straight onto that Caitlyn, and now the Shen.
Here is a Mumu.
Can a Mumu? He's going to go for the ult? He's going to go. No, he's not. He's just going to disengage. Let Shen get away. He's probably going to run himself. But here comes the ult, and Shen's coming back in. But Shen's blown us. She's not going to get a taunt on any of these people. They're just going to have to disengage. That is the curse of the sad mummy. He's gone down. But here comes Nidalee. Can she get the minion block? And that was a lot of waste time and a lot of wasted ultimates from purple team. They did not want to blow that Shen and the Mumu ult. And not get any return on it.
Wukong has also pushed the mid lane up. So
Nidalee going to miss out on this experience, yeah.
Well, Vladimir has gotten the tower due to Shen ulting away.
Yep. As I said, they got no returns on this. And now purple team opting for a quick dragon. Now the reason they can do this is because they have the smite from Mumu, which is going to let them do it's level 6, I believe it's 670 true damage.
Yes.
And they will have Nunu, who I assume has his consume and no, he does not have his consume. So he will not be able to that, but 4 people on dragon. 2
uncontested.
Uncontested, and that is very, very bad for purple team. Although the gold is now even. Actually, blue team is 100 gold ahead of purple team, despite
the early kill disadvantage.
The early kills, and that dragon.
Also, there's not a lot of ward coverage on blue side compared to purple side, as there's one ward up the top. And 3 down bot for
that's Vladimir. Purple. He would have got that ward after he got ganked by Mumu. That happening again, but purple side only has ward 2. It only has the one there, the dragon. Ward coverage doesn't seem to be playing a big role in this, and this leaves them very susceptible to ganks. Which is, if that Nocturne gets in your lane, you're gonna have a trouble. Same with the Mumu, you're gonna have trouble getting him off you. But here comes Nunu. He's gonna be warding. So he is the support. Between purple ward. Now the purple ward will let you see stealthed units and other wards in that. So purple team can now see that blue team have that ward and they see Nocturne. So he's going to have to leave this lane. No gank. Well, here comes Wukong. He's getting off again, going for Nidalee again, blowing his flash. Will he get the kill? Just get the kill, but now he's going to run to a Mumu. Can Mumu get this?
He's a very nice bandage toss. Now flash burn.
He did not get away. And as you were saying, generally you ward. Generally, you can, if you're admitting, ward, kind of aggressively ward their rates. And if he had have done that, he would have known Mumu was there, and could have maybe waited it left, or maybe ran to the right instead of the left. And that's why wards play such an important role in this game. But now that we have an engagement, Nocturne's will again get on for the Caitlyn again. Caitlyn's going to go down regardless. She 90 caliber lens in the wrong direction, but she had Ignite on her anyway. Nunu, I don't see him escaping this at any time unless he has flash up, but I don't think he does. And there he goes down. That's 2 kills down bot. And top Vladimir, top very hard. And Nidalee will be coming to help this Shen, but Shen's going back. He realizes Nidalee's here and he stops Vlad. Vlad had the ward. So now he's going to see anyone coming from him pretty much, unless they come up the river, come up behind, and generally they have his minion wave there.
Valimir is very hard to gank as well due to his pool, and Ghost combined with that, it's going to be extremely difficult for anyone except a Mumu to actually lock down a kill up on the top lane.
Now, I see Janna here opting for the mana manipulator. Don't see that often.
Well, since Soul Shroud was taken out of the game, no one ever gets mana manipulator anymore.
Then actually selling his magic resist item there and picking up a ruby. Oh, sorry, he didn't sell it. He upgraded it to Mercury threads, but he has picked up the rejuvenations and the ruby crystal, which leads me to believe he's going for the Warmogs.
That confirms the Warmogs. Or he could be getting an Aegis, but it's most likely Warmogs.
Well, speaking of Aegis, Emblem of Valor coming down for Nocturne. Probably going to see an Aegis there. An Aegis recently in Season 3 patch got the runic bulwark upgrades much more effective in the late game, making it a very good item to get.
Very strong item. Despite having the kill advantage,
Leumi getting kind of baited by the Nidalee into attacking, and now I think they might go for sneaking in, but he's sitting right on a ward. If he's not careful, he's going to tank a few of those Nidalee sprays. But Wraiths could be are in the way. If he's there taking these, he could be in a lot of trouble. And here's 4 members from Purple Team coming in, dodging the spare with the spell shield. Bandage toss hitting a race, he'll be fine. But actually, Leumi kind of extended out of shouldn't really curse the sad money. I do believe he will be going down. That's a kill for Caitlyn.
And Nocturne
now Nocturne is gonna struggle to defend his tower without any support. But here is Varus. Nocturne going back into the jungle.
And Wukong has just completed the Black Cleaver.
Yeah, Black Cleaver.
Yeah. Oh, Nocturne ulti going in.
Oh, Nocturne ulti in right here. He's especially alone. He's trying to kill this Caitlyn, but I don't think he'll do it. He was a bit overzealous. No one was nearby. Varus been ulted, but here comes the ace in the hole from Caitlyn. She's going to try to get Varus, but he dies before she can even use it. And then Janna she's going to fail to survive for it. Ken didn't even have to ult. Mumu wasn't even there, and they're still doing, and they lost that fight. That is not lead me to believe Blue Team should be doing too well for the next time. But you never judge, because you can always make a comeback.
There's now a 2.5k gold advantage on the purple side, which is not good. But here's Wukong, who can't really do anything against Nunu's slow.
Well, obviously gold disadvantage is never good, but it could be a lot worse at this point in the game. 15 minutes into the game, just about. It is very possible to come back. You just need, if you can engage the dragon well, and the dragon's back up, you can contest it. And even into the late game later on, if they make a bad Baron, if they make a bad engaged, even if you're so far behind, you can still win this. Never count yourself out in the game, because you never know what's going to happen. And that's why it's a great game. Varus pushing the tower here, but none seems to be happening here, so...
Janna going for Shard of True Ice, which is not an item you see very often.
Now, here's an interesting one. Mumu has a Locket of Iron Solari. Now, people seem to say one way or the other, people seem to go for either Randuin's or Locket of the Iron Solari. Some junglers prefer the Randuin's, others prefer the Locket. Now, what do you think about that?
I do believe the Locket benefits the team a lot more if there is not a lot of AD on the other side. But there's just average AD on the other side, so the Locket is a better choice here, especially for the Wukong ulti.
Yeah, I do believe at level 18 it does give a 180 health shield.
It is 10 per level and 50 plus 10 per level, so 230.
Oh, 200, yeah. And actually, if you think about it, if he pops that Locket, and then Shen ults on that one person, they're going to have a big shield, big tanky shield. And if Mumu pops a Locket and Shen ults Mumu can jump into the team, and they're not going to be able to damage him at all. But generally, you want to save that Shen ulti to get on the carry or stop an important damage dealer dying.
Although Shen could be going split push here, which is usually what Shen would do, and then use his ult to get to the team fights.
Yeah, and generally when you stand split pushing, he does get an item like Wit's End. just to help
And
the attack speed, but
yes.
it doesn't seem like he's going for that yet, if at all.
Hmm.
There just seemed to be kind of an engagement made. Vladimir Wukong getting caught out. Well, not really caught out, but they seem to engage and they got overzealous. But Nocturne's
The
ulting in,
absolute zero.
straight into the absolute zero ult from Nunu. Vladimir's just sitting at the back. He's getting free damage, but Kyrgyzstan Money getting two of the members. Aisha Liumi just barely escaping. Nocturne going back
Oh,
in, he's getting his Q off onto Kalen, but here comes Ace in the hole. Will it finish him
oh
off? No, it will not. Nearly going down to Varus. That's a very good. Varus getting a kill. It's going to snowball him a bit. This is
Vladimir.
Caitlyn. Vladimir's going to get caught out of position. Does he have flash? Does he? No, he does
That
not. Caitlyn
very
then, that even he
questionable
had to team fight.
engage.
Um, it was a purple team got a good engage. Blue pulled it back at the start. They pulled it back, and purple kind of hesitated. They didn't know if they wanted to commit, but they went straight in, and it worked out in the end for them. Caitlyn, they're in 4,000 gold ahead. Caitlyn getting a kill. Caitlyn is now. Let's compare kills and CS at the 80 carries now for a second. 4-2-1 on Caitlyn with 137 CS. Compared to 2-1-3 to 120 CS. Caitlyn has the clear advantage, and she's going to be dealing out so much damage.
With an already completed Infinity Edge, that is a lot of damage coming from Caitlyn, where Varus has opted for the Bloodthirster, which will give him a lot more sustain in team fights. And Nidalee just finished Surface Embrace as well, which is going to give her a nice shield if she remembers to use it, because a lot of people forget.
I think at this elo we don't have to worry about people forgetting to use their items.
You'd be surprised.
I suppose there's always the exception. I always forget to use that DFG, but then again, I'm not a mid player.
Don't worry, I forget to use Zhonya's and I play mid, so that's really bad.
That might explain your elo, actually. But back to the game.
Oh yeah,
Let's get back
certified
to the game.
gold rank.
Ward coverage still seems to be lacking from both teams. Blue team has 2 wards out. Even Nunu has purple team 1 ward. Not even, no, do they? They don't have any wards.
They have a ward on the enemy red buff.
Yeah, the enemy red buff. And even though Nunu has that Ruby Sightstone, he can have 3 wards out at any time. He's not placing them.
Janna actually not getting a Sightstone at all.
But they're Vladimir and Nunu warding the bush at the same time. I guess they must be listening to us, taking our criticisms on board, because they need that map covered if they want to know what's going on.
We're also about 10 minutes behind the live, so...
As you can see, as you mentioned earlier, the Chenzo is going to be split pushing top. He is now level 14, which is one of he is the highest level in the game. But there's an engagement going on mid. No, there's not. I thought they were engaging mid.
There's a bit of poke, which is expected with Nidalee.
Yeah, Nidalee, great poke. Those spears, as she's going for AP, those spears are going to chunk. And as the magic pen coming from those shoes, yeah, it just they hurt. And with Amumu here, I believe what plan to do is she will throw those spears, and if you get in there, Amumu's going, you can't clump up or get in there because Amumu will curse of the sand mummy you. And it's a very good team comp as it's a poke. And I'd like to see a Shirelia's here from Nunu being finished up, even just bought, because it gives such good engage and disengage chances.
From Nunu's
it was
items.
very prominent in season 2 with Shirelia's. It was even some people liking to rush it, but doesn't seem to be as important anymore.
It did get nerfed hard with the season 3 patch. The health regen and mana regen did go down a good bit on it.
Yeah, but people in general ask for movement speed early game, and you can see people just don't even buy boots. Instead, going generally for a longsword or a Doran's blade, you know.
Yes, Nunu still hasn't bought boots 20 minutes into the game, which would have been absurd a couple of months ago.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that blood ball to substitute for it. He doesn't need it, but they would be useful, I guess. But the sports are so bled for money at certain points. Unless you're very far ahead, you don't want to be wasting on things like boots when you can be getting stuff like you need to buy wards and you need to buy aura items, you know.
And Shen is also have a lot of health at the moment. He is being able to just stay up in that lane and farm all day.
Yeah, as we said earlier, he does have that Warmogs and Giant's Belt and Chain Vespers wheel. He will be turning into a Sunfire Cape. Purple team going for the Dragon now. Will it be contested? That is the question. Do they have any wards? Well, they
They
would have
have
seen him
pings
coming
on
from
it.
this ward here. They're pinging like crazy. Instead, they might leave the Dragon and go for the tower push mid. But they've already taken the Dragon and they did nothing about it. That's bad.
They
The gold has gone up to 5,000 difference in gold.
Well, Nocturne was up in the top lane fighting Shen at the time, so there was no real engage because they would not have been able to outsmite or outconsume the purple team.
Purple team's just going for this bot. Vladimir is not going to be able to defend this. He can't engage on a Mumu, but here comes Janna. Is Janna going to be able to do anything? No, she's pushed
Varus
her
getting
F6.
chased by
She's
Caitlyn
have
Nuno.
half her health gone now. This is very bad for blue team. They're just in pieces. They don't even know where to go. Varus is going to be going down to the ace in the hole by Caitlyn. That's another for Caitlyn. They do not want Caitlyn to get any further. Now, the we don't see any Locket of Iron Solari or Randuin's from blue team, which I'd like to see the Randuin's just to shut down that Caitlyn maybe, or some sort of armor item.
Well, it would be Nocturne to get that because not many people
Not
are going to be able to get to Caitlyn.
well, Nocturne does have the Wriggles, the Aegis of Legion, and the Ninja Tabi, which all give armor. But the Aura armor especially is going to be very useful. Varus here picking up the static shiv, which will let him push more.
And would seem Shen is going to get some fire cape. Yes, there it is. And next we may see a Wit's End, but he has Ruby Crystal.
He has Ruby Crystal and an Aegis, which and a cloth armor. Which he's had the cloth armor for a while. I think he just got for for the team fights because it's 300, it's 15 armor. I mean, it's not bad. And Nocturne picking up the Giant's Belt. I'd like to see what he's turning that into, but he does have a Ruby Crystal as well, so he will also be going more Mogs, as we said earlier. I'm expecting to see a lot of those.
There also seems Static Shiv on Varus as opposed to Phantom Dancer, which shows that Caitlyn is extremely far ahead of Varus at the moment, which could just end the game at any time.
Let's check out gold income here. And we'll see that Caitlyn has taken in just about 9,200 gold. No, yep, 9,270 now. While Varus, on the other hand, has taken in only 7,000. That is a good 2,000 gold lead for Caitlyn.
About 1,500. She is 1,500 ahead of pretty much the whole of blue team.
And even further ahead of Janna, but that's expected. But here seems to be engaging mid. Varus is just trying to chunk down that Amumu. He does not want him jumping into the team and getting that Curse of the Sad Mummy on. So if he can burst him down to the point where he has to run, that is a successful engagement in their mind. They're catching Caitlyn out. Caitlyn's on half health, but she does now have Phantom Dancer in phase advantage. She should be able to heal it up relatively fast. Amumu's coming in now. They can't go near the Amumu. Amumu's just going to jump on them as he did.
Shen finds Nocturne.
This is ridiculously bad for them. And Wukong, Ace or Lumi trying to run out of there. He's getting see. They don't even focus him. They don't need to focus at this point. They can just go for who they want and they will die. That's how far ahead they are. Shen, there was one kill from blue team and it was a Mumu. No, as I said, Acer Liumi's going for the kill. He's going for Caitlyn. He will not get it though. Got 90 caliber, saving her life.
Nocturne escapes on about 200 health. 150 actually.
I do believe maybe he jumped in to try save, but here comes Shen. Can Shen catch him? Shen's going to jump over the wall. This is going to be very bad for... that is beautiful. He had the ward. Wow, that was so close. He burned his flash for that though.
Of course, you can't be interrupted in the last 0.5 seconds of a recall, which just saved Nocturne
there. But Shen did burn his flash for that.
It seemed that
must have been a scary moment for Nocturne. Unless he was browsing the shop.
I'm sure he was bricking it as it happened. Mumu now finishing the Spirit Stone at about 25 minutes in. Which
I'd actually consider that an early game item, but
I don't know.
It could be good.
These guys are the platinum players.
These are the platinum players, so I shouldn't really comment, should I? Well, Spirit Stone, I guess he's probably going to go for what's it called? There's
Spirit of the Ancient Wraith, I believe.
Yes, it is. I knew it wasn't a jungle creep. That was not the buffs. Purple team
The
going for
Baron
the
attempt.
Baron. Yeah, the Baron there. Now, blue team. Do they even know? They do know they have a ward. They will coming. Yeah. Has there been pings on it? I don't believe so. But Nocturne's coming in. Varus knows they're there. Varus is going to try steal this, but it's gone. Mumu has gotten there with his smite. Can they win? I don't know. Vladimir picking up Andrew's torment, but at this point, that's a poke item. I don't. They shouldn't. They don't. They don't get the chance to poke. If they know to go to poke, Vladimir especially, his range isn't that great compared to
Yes.
people on there. The bandage toss have a pilt over peacemaker. They have the niddly spear. He's outranged by 3 people on their team.
The
He will
second
get
Warmog's completed on to Nocturne now.
2 Warmogs in the game. Vladimir getting engaged on having to burn that pool. The problem with that pool is it costs a good bit of health.
I do believe it's 15% of your current health. No, it's actually 20%.
20. I thought it was 20.
I think his ult
It
used
looks
to
like
be
this
15.
is going to be farming up here. Purple team are going to be wanting to do something with this Baron buff, and it looks like they are going to be pushing down mid. I get this kill on the inhibitor, but it's just Nuno and Caitlyn at the moment, and there are 3 blue members here: Vladimir, Gianna. But Wukong's running off for blue buff. That could be bad. Oh, and here comes the dragon. It will most likely be another uncontested dragon from purple team.
Nuno's caught Varus now, and Varus burnt his flash up in the top lane already.
And here comes the ace in the hole, and Caitlyn, another kill on Varus. They cannot afford to be picked off like this. If anything, blue team needs to do that to purple team. I hate to say it about blue team, but they are just being outplayed by purple team at this.
There's an 8,500 gold lead on the purple side, and Mumu has just finished that runic, which is going to help a lot with the Vladimir ulti in a team fight. Not that they really needed it, because Vladimir is extremely far behind at the moment.
And look at this Gianna. Look how starved she is. She's still only finished items are Mercury Treads and Shard of True Ice. She's still on the Sight Stone, still on the Philosopher's Stone. Just picked up a Ruby Crisp and Vision Ward. She has no money compared to the Nunu, who has finished Aurelia's. As I said, he will most likely be getting earlier. And the Twin Shadows. He's also upgraded his Ruby Sight Stone, but he does not have boots. That is the difference.
Yes.
But there's still a major goal lead there.
Also, there's now a third Warmogs onto Caitlyn, which is going to make her near impossible to kill, as she was already impossible to kill before she got that. And
she's still yet to get her Bloodthirster, which will give her massive sustain.
And that
This
may
does not
just
look
be
good for blue team. And it looks like there might be an engagement here. Nocturne ulting straight onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn getting caught out by Acer Leumi as well. Will she go down there? Here comes the Curse of the Sad Money and Shen's ult come down. They do not get any damage. She will go down to Janet, but Janet once again getting the kill in the AD carry. That's not what they need. Janet doesn't need the money. Varus needs the money. Acer Leumi needs the money. And Varus going down again. I am expecting to see the full push here. They will take out this Nexus Tower. Nocturne's gone down. Janet, they don't even need to chase Janet.
Yeah.
But that is doing it for the ace. I think Nidalee just wants the quadra kill at this point. As you've seen this many times before, when people get a triple kill going, they go mad. They go overzealously charging into people just for that quadra or that pentakill.
They think that once you have that triple kill, the Nexus is just like, no, let him have it, guys. Let him have it.
And there goes the Nexus. Here comes the inhibitor. I'm expecting either just a surrender vote. Caitlyn saying, focus me more here. That's a bit of a bad sportsmanship. Nunu tagging the tower, but it's still not going to be enough. Janna can't defend this by herself. But here is Vladimir and Ace Leumi are back up. They will push them out for the moment. The top tower being pushed by minions, but still a 11,000 goal lead for purple team. I don't think at this point in the game, blue team cannot come back from this unless there is some horrible misengage by purple or a failed Baron attempt.
Or a disconnect, that's always possible. But
I think people at this level of Elo generally have good computers / internet.
You never know. Froggen does be deep dosing people.
Scumbag Froggen. It's not a team of scumbags, he is. But there is another engagement made. We completely ignored this for some reason. We all know the
Yes.
outcome. Purple will most likely win, but Shen taking down Acer Liumi, he didn't stand a chance. The blue team. I know I sound like I'm
And
extremely
there
biased
is
towards
the
the purple
surrender
team here.
vote.
There's a surrender row 5 out of 5.
There was
GG. It was a
4
good game.
warmogs completed in that game.
4 warmogs. As I said, I was expecting 4 or 5.
Uh,
24 to 12 kills. A
yes.
12,000 gold lead. 6
It,
towers to 3 towers. I don't think blue. I started it well. That kill on Nidalee was brilliant. Catching her out of position, not even catching out of position, Nocturne getting cut out of positioning and turning that into a kill because of Aisha Liumi coming in and igniting. Very good play, but in the end, they lost that 3 kills. Those 3 kills, Nocturne, Aisha Liumi mid, and then Vladimir top, and that just snowballed the game.
I do question the Vladimir pick. I really think Riot needs to do something for him at the moment.
Vladimir, he doesn't really. I think I've seen him at LDS. He didn't do too well himself, did he?
No,
He did not do well.
he's a
His win rate
difficult
isn't
champion
particularly
to
high.
balance.
And
But
that's the problem with a lot of champions.
mm,
A small buff can make them overpowered, and a small nerf can take them out of the meta completely.
yes,
We see that with champions like Evelyn, Vladimir,
yes,
etc.
and well, buffs don't necessarily bring champions back in either because there's always Karma, who's never been nerfed.
Anyways,
Okay.
well, thanks for watching, Kin, our one and only viewer, most likely. We love you.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to tweet this at Acer Liumi if he has a Twitter.
I'd be surprised if he didn't, because even I have a Twitter, and no one follows me.
I have 3 followers, and they're all random people who play League of Legends.
I do believe Sky Ireland follows me, but yeah.
Anyways, we will see you next if there is one.
I doubt it.
I seriously doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah.